Hey there, FlossTube. Check it out. I am shielding my eyes from the sun. I know, right? We have had a month of snow on the ground here. It's common for us to get, oh, hummingbird. It's common for us to get feet of snow at a time up where I live, but our typically mild Oregon winters, even this close to the mountain, mean that we could get 3 feet of snow and in 2 weeks it'll melt. So this year, having had snow on the ground non-stop for over a month is unusual. It hasn't been the large quantity of snow at a time. I think 7 or 8 inches was the most we got, but oh, check it out. He's beautiful. Look at him. He's so cool. I love that. That's an Anna's male hummingbird, and they get really like iridescent fuchsia heads. The rufous hummingbirds have the fluorescent orange. Anyway, as I was saying, look, our snow is melting. So we've not quite gotten it to this much melt since February 2nd. It's started to melt several times and then we get more snow on top of it. And so I'm just super excited to be, and obviously the stink bugs are too. There's a ton of stink bugs out today. I don't even want to show you the side of my house. We have cedar siding and the bugs love it. But I did want to show you the beautiful melting snow because it's 56 degrees outside today. That is unheard of. At least this year it is. So I'm super excited. And I'm recording on my phone, which I don't usually do. So, you know, lighting and everything is kind of weird. Quality of the picture is not going to be as great. But I kept trying to set up my other camera in a stationary place, and there it is right there. The light and shadows are just really hard. So I thought maybe if I do it on my phone, I can kind of move around and it will accomplish the same thing and hopefully not make you seasick. So what this video is going to be about today actually is showing you what I brought home from market. I'm not going to talk about my designs because I already did that in my previous video. At the end of this, I will have a clip that shows my suite at the Nashville market just before it was finished. And I meant to go back and film, but I am kidding you not. I did not stop moving the whole weekend. It was so busy, and the pictures that I managed to capture, the still pictures of other people's suites, were literally in, like, I would tell my helpers, I am gonna go to this floor for 15 minutes and I'll be right back. Text me if somebody needs to do a credit card charge. And this was mostly on Sunday when it's a little bit slower, and I would just run out and try to not get in long conversations and hurry back. And so I'd snap a few pictures here and there. So I'm going to put together a collage of pictures that I took in my suite and other people's suites, and I'll try to put captions on if I know the name of the design, if I remember the designer. But if there's not a caption there, it's because I took the picture and I don't have a recollection of whose it is, and hopefully somebody does and you can let me know. I'm usually pretty good about remembering, so hopefully they'll all be labeled whose they are. But I want to show you my substantial haul that I brought home between market itself, and again, this is not me having time to leisurely shop. This is me like seeing all of the releases that are coming out and going and visiting my fellow designers and saying, hey, can I grab this really quick? And then, you know, taking care of it really fast and going back to my room. And then this weekend I was able to go into Acorns and Threads for part of the day on Saturday and kind of wander around, and I just hung out in the shop for a couple hours and browsed and I kept adding things to my bag, and I told Lori, who works for Janine at the shop, stop me the next time I put something in there. And she kept saying, Beth, stop. And I'm like, you can't tell me what to do. You know what it's like, right? So anyway, I have some great stuff, and I am going to show it to you now, but it's going to be me just pointing the camera down at my stash and talking about it. So you'll hear my voice and you'll see what I got, but you won't see me anymore because ponytail day and lighting and all of that, I'm just not feeling inspired to set up my camera in a place that's gonna, I don't know, have all the right lighting. Plus, it's kind of dark in my house, and I haven't caught up on house cleaning since I got back. It's not horrible, but I'd rather just not go there. You don't need to see it. You know what a messy house looks like, right? Right. Okay. So, I am now going to show you what I brought home from market. Okay, so what did Beth Twist bring home from the Nashville Needlework Market? Well, in no particular order, as I reach into my bag of goodies, I will show you. I got this Bouquet 1813 kit from Samplers Not Forgotten. I just really love that little bouquet. And it's a kit, so it comes with linen and thread and ribbon and backing, and I'm a little bit curious about the linen because it looks quite a lot darker than the picture on the front of the chart. So I may not use the linen that came with the kit. We'll see. I'll have to play with it a little bit. I got HL's Moth by Kathy Berg. I just love the antiques that she chooses to reproduce. This moth to me is stunning. And I bought the little kit also that goes with it that has the chain to make, I'm assuming that's a necklace. I would probably hang it on the wall. But the chain was so super cool, and everything about that I love. Let's see what else is in here. I got Anne Grant by Shakespeare's Peddler. Now, I think this might be one that's been out for a while. I don't know for sure, but walking into Teresa's room was almost like a Mecca experience. She shows her models and her designs on her FlossTube. She's Kitten Stitcher on FlossTube often, and it's nothing like seeing them in person, you guys. It was amazing to see hers. So I got also Mercy Goodheart, which is an original design that I'm sure I've seen before. Does it say the year? 2014. So it's been out for a while. I've seen it, but in person, I was like, well, you have to come home. And then I got Louisa Horsey. Beautiful, gorgeous, amazing in so many ways. Let's see. What else did I get? Oh, Elizabeth Jones Sampler by Lottie Da. I just love the funny little bird with the nest at the top of the tree. And I'm not sure if she tells the story inside the chart, but this was oh, I can't remember. I'm sorry. I started to tell the story and then I felt like I was missing details, so I'm going to stop now. Chessie and Me, Sarah Casey Unwin. This, again, I mean, it looks like a great sampler in the picture, but, you know, the picture's a little bit crooked, and it's nothing like seeing it in real life. That house, fantastic. Love, love, love. And she also has a pattern that's just the bouquet, I think, and maybe a couple of the motifs that she had made up into the hugest pincushion I think I've ever seen. Lucy Beam floral bag. Love this bouquet. I love me a wonky little bouquet. It was really nice to meet her for the first time, the designer. This was her first time coming to market. And she came in, I visited her in her room briefly, she visited me in mine briefly, and it was just really fun. It's nice having new designers at market. I also got from her Stitch Always. How amazing is that? And I kind of got mixed up. Of course, beehives and hollyhocks and bees, because I'm all about the bees. I came home with A Gentleman's Daughter from Plum Street. I love this one. And there was one other of hers that I really wanted, but she had sold out. And I'm like, you know what? It's okay, Paulette. I know where to find you. So if I still think I need it, I'll get it later. So a little bit about me. I will probably, in 20 years, maybe start to stitch a couple of these. But I do all of my own model stitching. So I always have projects in my hands that are for me, and I love stitching my own design, so it's not a big deal. I'm not complaining. I mostly get these because I like supporting my designer friends, and I love their designs, and I put them in a book, and I love looking at them, and I used to think that if I looked too much at other people's designs, it would influence my own work, and I realized that it really doesn't. If somebody told me to design a, what do you call these? A sewing bird, it would not look like the sewing bird that Linda designed and put on her Erica Michaels Needleberry. So here's another fantastic pattern. Some of these smaller designs I'll be more likely to pick up and have be like my car project. A Present to Esther Clark was far and away my favorite of the Scarlet Houses this year. She had another one, and again, it's escaping me what it's called, that I liked equally well, but she sold out of that one, so I was happy to take this one. I got to hang out quite a lot with my good friend Stephanie at market, and it was so fun to see her there for the first time. We've been pen pals through text and email for probably a good year and a half now, and just talking about, you know, my experiences and what I've learned, and talking about FlossTube and family life and all of the above. And it was just thrilling for me to see her come to market, and you guys, I think she was a hit. It seems like people really liked her stuff. This was my personal favorite, and I probably am actually going to stitch this one, of course, to go to my mom's house. What else? Oh, love this. Jeanette Douglas Designs. Blooming Bouquets, number 2, Cheerful. She had another one that she was showing that is going to be released in parts, and not all of the parts are out yet, and she was sold out of the ones that are out, and the ones that are coming out later this year were actually my favorites, so I'm going to be finding me those sometime soon. Let's see. Excuse me while I scrounge. Bells on Christmas Day by Blackbird. I know you've all seen it. Our Lasting Friendship by Blackbird. I know you've also seen it. I love Barb and Alma. I love their friendship. I love their designs. I love that they're right down the hall from me so that I can pop in or wave as I walk past multiple times through the weekend. I admire them so much and what they've accomplished in their careers together. Oh, here's another Shakespeare's Peddler. I picked up Jenny Bean for the Parlor, The Forest. And I'm not going to stitch her whole thing. I love the concept of having her, you know, all of the pieces together, but I live in the forest. There it is out there, just past my poor neglected deck chair. It's okay, warm weather's coming back. And I love this little forest section. I got When Flowers Blossom, Brenda Gervais, because the flower doesn't dream of the bee, it blossoms and the bee comes. Such a great quote. What else did I get? Noteworthy Needle had this little Be Our Guest, and you put your Wi-Fi password on the back, and it's like a little plaque that you adhere. It comes with the linen and the thread and a little bee charm, and you adhere your little thing to this, and it's like a little plaque that you can hand to your guests, which I thought was a very cute idea. I got a couple of new Lady Dot trim colors. I thought that I had them all because Lady Dot, my film duration cut short, and so I don't know what I was saying. So I got a couple of new Lady Dot colors that I didn't already have. Rainy and Grape Fizz and Country Rust. I'm trying to branch out and use colors that I don't normally use, and now the blue and the red, this one and this one, are normal for my palette, but I don't usually use purple. And I saw that one and I said, Lois, you've inspired me to design something with purple in it. I also got a Lottie Da scissor block. I think she had these at Market last year too, and I kind of wished I had got one, and I didn't, and I was sad. So now I have one, and I got an extra block. Look, extra block. So I can make 2 of them. Let's see. I got my favorite needles because I needed more. And a little B-Skep needle minder and a pair of Dovos. Whoop. Who can resist? Another pair of scissors. Aren't they pretty? Ooh. I got a sweet little pin keep in a salt cellar made by Lois, Lady Dot Creates. And it's an old roll of pins, and they fit perfectly into this little salt cellar. So that's going to go with my pin cushion collection. I don't have it in the package, but I got a new microfiber glasses cleaning cloth from Needlework Press. I got the new Weeks Dye Works colors. I love this Carolina Cecil. It's a Carolina Cecil is like a red clay soil that is found in the Carolinas, I guess. It looks like that, and I think it's a beautiful faded rusty red. And I got this. I picked up this needle minder in Kitten Stitcher Shakespeare's Peddler room, and I couldn't not bring him home. Isn't he the best? I also got, excuse me for not taking this out of the box yet, tumbler. Keep Calm and Stitch On. It's an insulated tumbler. I love these for water. I love them for a hard cider if I'm going to crack one open on a warm day and I want it to stay nice and cold. I imagine if you're a beer drinker, they would work well for that. I'm not a beer drinker, so I will not be testing that theory. I got a Weeks Dye Works promotional pin in part of my little thank you kit and a little tablet for using Weeks colors. That came with my sample of, there they are, Weeks threads. I had fun. I got to spend time with Miranda of Weeks Dye Works. I got to spend time with Paulette and meet her sister who was there helping her, Paulette Stewart of Plum Street Samplers. I had breakfast with Stephanie Webb of Lindy Stitches almost every day, and countless other people. It was an amazing, inspiring, encouraging, all of the above weekend. And I came home this year for the first time in a couple years without a giant pile of orders, because I decided that I was going to take a ridiculous amount of charts with me so that when I got home from market I could actually relax. And guess what? It worked. I came home and I had one design that I didn't have enough of, but the only people that got shorted were my distributors. And so I was able to come home and just print enough for the distributor order, and I didn't have to worry about mailing to shops. And let me tell you, it was the best recovery week from Nashville that I've had in a couple of years. So, even so, this is the first time I've dug into my bag of goodies, and I hope you enjoyed my little walkthrough. There were several patterns that I wanted and didn't get my hands on because they were already gone by the time I got there. One of them was the bee from Blue Flower Stitcher, not Blue Flower, Stitcher. The Blue Flower? Oh, I'm sorry, Janine. I think your design name is the Blue Flower. I love, love, love her bee. She's got some really great designs and colors, and it was fun seeing her there at her first market, meeting her for the first time. There were some needlework press patterns that I wanted, and Summer House had a couple of patriotic ones that I wanted. Oh, I can't even remember them all, but you know, why should I hog them all up when, you know, when am I ever going to get around? Like this one I could probably do in an evening, right? It doesn't seem like that's too involved, so that's doable. And maybe I could stitch, you know, the little quote of this and turn it into a pincushion, but doing the entire thing, not that feasible in my life. But I will look at these and I will think of my designer friends and cheer you on as I watch you post your progress on social media, because that's the beauty of our industry. I'm going to show you two more things. One, I got my hands on one of these kits, you guys. I have chosen to not subscribe to the stitching clubs that Dying to Stitch does, but I've been designing for them for a few years now, and I've been in the club with Blackbird Designs, and when I realized that they were going to be retiring from the club, I begged and begged and begged if I could get my hands on their last kit, and Pat and Ann were kind enough to make it happen for me. So I got, look, For Beth Twist. Yes, I bought it, and yes, it was worth every penny, and I'm just excited. It's almost a souvenir for me, you guys. I also recently, this is not market related, but I got myself a Bitsy Bob. I have one that's got the Millennium Falcon on it, but when I saw this one, I knew I needed to have it. So this is by Kelly Stadola, that's So Kelly Co. on Etsy, and I couldn't resist the bees. So that's a recent acquisition, and while I was at Acorns and Threads, I picked up a couple of discounted copies of Piecework magazine, because this one has One Woman's Lace Rebellion, the story from World War I. And the words Lace Rebellion. How could you resist that? And then this one, History, Mystery, and Nancy Drew on Lace's Trail. I love reading articles about handwork, so I grabbed those. Let's see, this is winter 2018 and May, June 2018, so they're not that old. I'm sure if you're interested, you could get your hands on a copy somewhere. If you can't find them online, contact Janine at Acorns and Threads, because she had multiple copies of both. One more thing. I got another tumbler. It says coffee and stitching keep me sane. Right now it's got water in it, and that's it. That's what I brought home from market, and that's all I have to say about that. Keep watching to see a few more video clips that I'm going to put together and a slideshow of pictures from market. Next time you see me will most likely be in early April, and I will have some new designs for you. So this is my almost finished, and I need to crash and go to bed because tomorrow is opening day of market video. I just can't. My brain is fried, and so I'm going to do this because I may not have time in the morning because I still have a lot to do before I open up tomorrow. But I wanted to show you a little bit of what it looks like before. So that chalkboard will have some sort of little welcoming greeting written on it. And this is something brand new. It's a catalog of my designs, and it's categorized. These are called the classics, and they're in alphabetical order because that's the way I roll. There's the alphabet series, the birds, coverlets, more coverlets. These are antique reproductions. Anyway, on and on. Coffee series. I have literally every one of my available designs in that booklet. Ooh. For people to sit and browse if they want. Most people don't sit when they come to market, but somebody might be interested and pick it up. Behind the green curtain is the ugly hotel room wall art that looks like a cross-section of bacteria or something. And I'm going to hang a chalkboard, which will have something nice on it. I will have my curtains open. These are my past designs trunk show sort of offering, and everything in here from the coffee series. I don't know, if you see something in here and you want to know what it is, leave me a comment. But this is my table. I have some lovely little flameless candles that make the room look a little more cozy. These are the infamous pendants that people are excited about. I'm hoping that I go home with 0 of them. I made another batch of 100 of them in the last week before Dashville and took them on in a suitcase to market because I think people might buy them. And look at this. All of the fobs in one place. I have them arranged by month, so it's like a calendar, starting with January, February, March, April, and on and on. And I had a lot of fun hanging them up on that board. It's just a foam board, like science fair type project board that folds, and I covered it with kind of a linen colored cotton fabric, and then I used seam binding ribbon. Like I said, I am like, my brain is not functioning. I am so tired. To portion off the quadrants, and then there you have the whole collection. And then over here, we have everything that's new this year. There will be flowers in that pot. But here we have the Stitching Life on the left, Cat Sampler at the top, Coffee Drinker's Confession. We have my stickers, Barnyard Fobs, Stitcher Die Pin Cushion, and the Tea Time fobs. And that is what my display room looks like. And a lot of people cover the couch. I like to leave it there because people come and they're tired. They've been on their feet all day, and I honestly don't mind them sitting and feeling comfortable in my exhibit room. I will probably remove that ugly pillow though. So back here behind the scenes, we have the little kitchen bar area that looks a little bit messy right now. That will be straightened up more. But here we have invoices, coffee brewer, diffuser with essential oils in it so it smells good in here, but I'm also using an essential oils blend that purifies the air to try to help keep the germs at bay, because, you know, lots of people. Bathroom on this side, so exciting. And then in here we have both my bedroom and the storehouse. So untidy pile of things. My suitcase that is just piles of clothes. Bed. And then here we have inventory. Oh, this is all of the stuff that we're not using. Charts, charts, charts. So many charts. And then this, thanks to you, my faithful customers, these are the pre-orders. Waiting for shops to come pick up in the morning. More pre-orders than I've ever taken for a show, partly because it's catching on. People didn't used to take pre-orders, so shop owners weren't used to thinking that way, and they're being retrained, and I think that it's useful for both designers, manufacturers of linen and threads. I don't know if they take pre-orders or not, but anyone who does, it's a lot of work ahead of time to get the orders ready. We probably spent a good, I don't know, it felt like 2 hours getting orders ready. I'm sure it wasn't that long today. But when those shops come, they know that they've got those items ready and waiting, invoice is totaled, so they can pay for those items, and then if they want to add on, I've got more invoices to fill out. So there you have it. That is a little bit of the calm before the storm, because I don't know if I will have the capacity or the time to take any more video during the day tomorrow. Sunday's another story. It's usually pretty slow. But if I'm tired enough in between people popping in, I will either be sitting right here stitching, or I will be venturing out for short stints to go visit other people. So there you have it, my market display room, Nashville 2019. Thanks for watching. It's been fun wandering around, and how many people said, "Hi, so good to see you," and then they ask about my son's broken arm, and so far nobody's asked about my bees because they've all been concerned about my son and how his arm is doing. And then they say, "I love your FlossTube videos. I watch them all and I'm so glad you do it. I wish more designers did." And well, you know, not everybody's wired that way, but I enjoy it. I love the connection with you, and I will keep doing it. You keep watching, and that's it for now. Hopefully I'll have more video clips to share with you of the excitement. And now I am gonna go crash. catch some of these before tomorrow. you.